Custom noise. Alright, we're going to do something fun here and make some custom noise within Zbrush 4 R2. To start out with, we'll need a document. And I noticed the document has to be like within a range of 600 pixels by 600 pixels square. Nothing over that or it won't turn out. So I'm going to be safe and choose 512 by 512. Okay. Grab a 3D plane, click and drag it out, hit edit. Make sure it's absolutely flat. So I'm holding shift here to snap it flat. Then I'm going to scale it up. Uncheck edit. Go to simple brush. Choose drag rec. And just for demonstration purposes only, I'm just going to choose something that is not a tileable alpha. I like this. This is kind of cool. Okay, that's a bit goofy, but that's alright. And now to even make it goofier, I'm going to choose an alpha like this. And every once in a while, I'm just going to plop this pattern down. Okay, now you'll admit that is some very unique looking skin. There's no doubt about it. Alpha, grab doc. Now I have that as a custom alpha, and I gotta export it. So let's go over here to export. I'm just gonna export that to my desktop called zgrab. Hit yes to replace it. Alright, now let's go to new document. No. Choose our old favorite, the sphere. Click and drag it out and hit edit. Turn off lightbox, geometry. I'm going to divide this a couple times. Then go to surface. Choose noise. Nothing looks cool here except for, what is this dot? I'm going to double click it and up pops this menu. Here's zgrab. Hit open. Looks like nothing happened until we actually start messing around with the scale. So you can see, voila, there's my new noise. And I can rotate around. I can also scale this down or scale it up. So now that custom alpha has been turned into a tileable texture. Now, to be truly tileable, what I could have done is go in and use the tilde key, but let's hit OK to this. If I want to apply this to the mesh, I can. I could just hit apply to mesh, and there it is. Okay. And no matter and what you could do is hit edit, see how the strength is. So if I take that strength and go into the other way, now I got these imprints. Ooh, now that's a unique alien shape, no doubt about it. Quick mention on tileable textures, just in case you're new. Again, I'll start out with 512 by 512. Resize it. Again, do the 3D plane, click and drag it out, hit edit. Hold shift to make sure it's flat. Scale it up, uncheck edit, go back to this, simple brush, drag rec, and this time we'll look at something else. Let's say I wanted to make a very universal skin that stretched across things. I could do that by going like this, like that. Then I'll hold the tilde key, Click and drag it, and then I could do one of these. Never drawing to the side. Always find this empty patch. There we go. Now we have a tileable alpha, and this will help us with our tileability back on noise. So I'll go to grab this doc, export it out, new document it, no. Again, grab the sphere, hit edit, turn off lightbox. Let's go to surface, noise, click the dot, grab our new one, then play around with strength. This time you can see it stretches quite nicely. Now you can mess around with certain things in here as far as like the offsetting and strength and scale, but until you get kind of used to how it works, it's based upon 3D right now. If I want to base it on the UVs, I can. Okay. Or I can base it on 2D. Each changing the scale of things, but you can see the 3D and 2D leave an awful seam. The UVs, not so much. It's depending upon where your seam's at. In this case, this is the cross pattern that you get from polyspheres when you do a UV layout. So in this case, I do have a seam. It's located here and here. Okay, I can hit OK, and there it's kind of wrapped a little bit better. You're never going to get it wrapped perfect because you're always going to have some kind of seam data going on. Apply that to the mesh, and there we go. And you can see now the seam's not so visible because at one point I had the geometry low enough where it didn't hold the detail of the seam. Now if I just go geometry smooth and divide, I can keep that pattern with no visible seam. And that is custom noise in ZBrush 4 R2. Enjoy.